Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
I absolutely love Miley Cyrus.
Give me some sugar.
Say hello.
I see you coming down the
What's
aisle.
up there, call boys?
Break me in the mouth. Yes.
You have failed.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Call Guys podcast. I'm Gunner, also known as Chico Noise, two-time podcast host, and alongside me, as always, it's Juan Keel 43. What's up?
Not much, dog. What's up with you?
Pretty much same old, same old.
So how are we feeling right now? As the release of this recording, how are we feeling? How do you think
As
we're
the
feeling?
release, I think I'm in a good mood on a Monday morning.
Okay.
As of night of recording this, I don't know, I feel pretty good. I feel like it's going to be a good game either way.
I sure hope so. That's all I hope for.
Like we talked about last week, I just have people that, aren't you tired of them being in the Super Bowl? No, why would I be tired of them being in the Super Bowl?
Anybody
team.
who's a non-Chiefs fan is tired of the Chiefs being in the Super Bowl. Every
Yeah.
Chiefs fan is not tired.
Yeah, why would you be? Your team's winning? That's right. If their team won 2 in a row, they'd be wanting for a three-peat. Hoping.
I just want my teams to play like they do in the video games.
Yeah. Just, I don't know. That new Madden, I heard it's pretty awesome.
Gosh. I think we should keep the sports talk low. I was talking to a fellow listener, which I believe you've talked to this listener as well, and they were commenting on our Jim Carrey episode.
How it was more sports than Jim Carrey.
How it was pretty much 30 minutes in and you were still talking football. So
hey, it's the most important time of the year for football. So
it truly is, Yeah. I understand.
So it's got to be talked about.
I understand.
Our listeners, I don't know how many others care, but let us know. callguyspodcast@gmail.com. What do you want to hear us talk about? I'll tell you what we're talking about tonight.
What's that?
Today, Monday. This this past week we had a couple trailers come out.
Mm-hmm.
And so we switched around the schedule a little bit so we could discuss these while they're still fresh. So we're going to be doing a 2-parter. So if you're listening now, there is another episode out today. So with this episode, we're going to be talking Fantastic Four First Steps. And then the next one, we're going to be talking Jurassic World
Rebirth.
To be honest, I didn't even know what the subtitle was on that one.
I'll be honest, I'm guessing.
Yeah. This might be what it is. I don't know. Cam knows.
We'll know in the next Call Guys episode.
Yeah. So as you're listening to this, it's a shorter episode. We're gonna do the same thing we did for Daredevil. We're gonna watch the trailer together. We're gonna stop it about every 30 seconds and we're gonna enjoy it together.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But before we get into that, anything exciting going on?
I wish I had something cool to give to the classroom, but I don't.
It's that time of the year, man, where it's like
to me, you talk about like the dog days of summer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these are like the days of winter that are just the roughest because you get one nice day. And we got one nice day in the 50s.
It was
here.
like 59.
Oh my gosh.
It was so nice. Although it made me feel like crap all like the end of last week into the weekend. Sinuses, not good, man. I was taking
Worth it.
medicine like you wouldn't believe it.
Worth it.
It was not worth it for me.
Yeah, to me, these are worse than the dog days of summer.
Yeah, I agree. Well,
Waiting for spring to roll around.
you get a false spring and it gives you hope, and then it's like instant cold. My boss is going up to uh can't remember the name of the lake up in Wisconsin. There's a huge ice fishing tournament,
Hmm.
and he was telling me that it was going to be in the single digits, and like wind chill was like -14,
Oh yeah,
and they'll be
no,
out
for
there
sure.
fishing all night, like all day, all night.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm like, man, good thing you got some pop ups out there, a heater.
Oh yeah, there's no way you could do that without a
Oh
pop
no,
up, let
yeah,
alone a heater.
yeah, they have their little tents or whatever. I can't think what they're called, but yeah,
We're gonna call them pop
shanties,
ups,
shanties.
shanties.
Yeah,
Okay.
got their little shanties. They're good.
Yeah. Hung out with the Whopper man.
The Whopper man
Yeah. Yeah. You never guess what he did.
went to Burger King.
No. Went and met Puxatawny Phil.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he see a shadow?
No, I don't think so. On the big
Good
day he
old
did though.
big old Groundhog Day. Did he go see him not on Groundhog Day?
Correct.
Why?
He was out that way.
Oh,
I'll tell you later.
that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. The
It's a good
Whopper
story.
man.
It's a good
Nice.
story. Yeah, the Whopper man lives.
The Whopper man lives. I haven't seen him in a while.
I know, man. I miss him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a fun guy. One of the best memories of my life made by that man. The Whopper
It's,
man.
I tell about it all the time. I said every time I have Burger King now, I laugh.
Yep. I can't tell you last time I had Burger King.
Either can I, well, I can tell you when I had it last, but
I can't. I honestly can't. What else? What
mm.
else?
What about you, man? You got anything?
No, I'll be seeing you as this is Monday. I'll be seeing you on Friday
Yes.
in
Let's talk about
real
that. Let's talk
in
about that in the next
person.
episode.
All right, in
We'll
person.
talk
All
about
right,
it.
sounds good. We'll talk
We'll
about it
talk.
next one.
Yeah, we'll talk about all about you in the next one.
Okay, all about me. All right, we'll do that.
I like that.
All right, we covered Colton. We'll cover me in the next one. All right, so we're gonna share screen.
Content.
We're gonna watch watch the trailer here for
All right,
Fantastic
man.
Four First Steps.
Before we get, what were your thoughts? How are you feeling about this movie leading into it before the trailer?
Before the trailer,
Yeah. What were we thinking?
I think it's interesting that they're choosing to go back to their roots and do a Fantastic Four,
Hmm.
comic accurate Fantastic Four.
Okay.
I think it's a great idea, especially announcing Doctor Doom. But I'm also not 100% sure on the timeline. That's kind of where I'm at on this. Now this was like seeing like the teaser back when they first started talking about it being set in 1963, and it's like, how are they going to do it other than an alternate universe or a flashback or something? Like, is it going to be something deeper than just, are they teasing us with these hints and spoilers and stuff or whatever, trailers? Are they teasing us with that 1963 flashback to bring it to modern time? But I
Well,
don't know.
let's watch this trailer then.
Okay, let's watch it. And here we go.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7, on the dot, no matter what. We're all here.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming?
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
Okay. Okay, is this guy good or what?
All right. I just want to tell you something about there. Okay, think back to Thor 2.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I think they even do it in Thor. I think they do it in all the Thor movies when they spin the camera. When it's upside down, it spins to right side up, or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Right, or like in
the big one is Black Panther.
Yeah, and then like Civil War when they put up big titles for each city that they're in. Like there's things like that in movies that just like really appeal to me. When they change the aspect ratio in a transition, dude, that gets me every time. It's like that is.
I was getting ready to say that too. Cool. I love that transition.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's so well done. They do it a lot in like movies where it's set in a past time, but it's a modern trailer. So
well, it's just how it was shot back in the day.
Yeah, like, and it looks so cool. The 16:9 or not 16:9, but 4x4 going to 16:9 or whatever it is it's just fun to see.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we get that beautiful entrance shot. We get a picture of what do they call it? The Baxter Building.
The Baxter Building, yes.
Looks very eerily similar to a certain other tower that we know.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thought that looked cool. It seems to be modern.
Yeah.
Very modern for the time frame. And honestly, this movie, this trailer, the whole trailer gives me Incredibles vibes, which obviously was where, they kind of piggybacked off each other for that. Because the Incredibles took away from the Fantastic Four. Is that correct? So
yeah.
So I think that's the vibe I got the whole time watching this. It's like, oh, this is great. It's old school, but it's with technology.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool.
When I first watched this trailer, I heard the Thing's voice, and I was like, why is this voice familiar?
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked it up and saw who it was. It's cousin from The Bear, which The Bear is a phenomenal FX show if nobody's ever watched it. But yeah, so it's cousin from The Bear, and then I kind of did some back research just to kind of see like why he was chosen. Well, I guess the Thing back in the early comics was based on the main writer for Fantastic Four. I can't think of what his name is, Ray something, and he was Jewish. So the Thing is Jewish, so they cast a Jewish actor to play Incredible.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that was interesting, and he's a great actor. He is really good.
Okay, and we got Herbie here in the kitchen.
Herbie, yeah,
with Thing. So
oh yeah, speaking of in the kitchen cooking, there's a nod to The Bear right there. That's all it's about is cooking.
Yeah. And then we had our first shots as Pedro Pascal and the leading lady. Can't think of. Yeah, well, I know it's Sue Storm.
Oh, I was gonna say Vanessa Kirby.
Vanessa Kirby. There we go. Yeah. So, obviously, it sounds like they're doing some sort of like interview or documentary. That's what it kind of like. This kind of seems like it does seem like the beginning of the movie. I feel like I don't think we're gonna get origin stories. I really don't. I think we're just gonna get flashbacks. I agree. This set of characters is not new. You know what I mean? Even though the last movie came out in the mid 2010s, early 2010s.
Yeah, I don't remember 2015.
Yeah, everybody forgets that. Yeah. Thankfully,
the only good part of that was Michael B. Jordan, and he wasn't even great in it.
Yeah, well, you can only do. Well, so I guess
much. Miles Teller was in it too, right?
Yeah, it was bad from top to bottom. I thought
from Jump Street.
Yeah, literally. But anywho, so I feel like what they're gonna do is that they're retelling their story through this documentary or this interview that's going on. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting, through the whole thing. So, what else have we gotten into a little bit? Is that where we're at?
That's where we're at. Yeah.
That's about where we're at.
Herbie and
the Thing cooking.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
All right, man.
I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious. I just want to add a little bit of zip. Okay?
T-5. Before we went up the first time, you couldn't turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Ben has always been a rock.
Okay. So it's obviously Mr. Fantastic. One of the things that I'm loving about this is they're already calling that with the chalkboard scene.
Yeah.
That they're already pulling a fast one on us. People believe that he's got his arm because that chalkboard is so long.
Yeah.
They believe that they've digitally altered that scene and he's actually working equations on the other far side of the chalkboard with his arm extended like that.
So he's writing double time.
He's doing double the work. And I was like, oh man, that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad they didn't show it. If that's true, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think they honestly, that's what I like about Marvel trailers is they do hide a lot of things. They can erase things out of, a lot of this is full on edit. So full on CGI and everything. So, I mean, the thing might look a little bit better. You just never really know what they're going to do a little bit more. He does look a little bit off, but I think like things like that, they can change and alter later.
Oh,
and then they do change and alter things to make the trailer.
Yeah, I think it's altered. I think it looks bad because it's altered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We get our first look at Johnny, who is played by. Do you know who?
I can't. I don't have IMDb up in front of me, but he looks super familiar.
It's Joseph Quinn, who played Eddie in Stranger Things, which is awesome.
Another good actor. Yeah. He's definitely up and coming. Like I feel like he got this role because of Stranger Things.
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah. So, we get our first look at Eddie, and obviously the thing is, he's going through some stuff. Definitely struggling with his own identity at this point in time.
Well, yeah, and I think part of him as a character is that he never really thought he was a good-looking person, and always thought it was just an ugly human being, and that's kind of where their powers derive from, I guess, is because Sue is more of that character that feels like she's invisible to name loss, Mr. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
She feels like she's invisible to him because he's always working, and then her brother's a hothead, and so they kind of all get their powers because of their personalities.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. So yeah, then we get obviously oh my gosh, Sue and I don't know. Do I stick with actor names or do I just go with the?
You can go either way.
Because, oh gosh, obviously, there's a conversation going on about there seems to be regret about going up into space.
Yeah,
seems to be some sort of regret, and
I don't know because the way they show them walking in that shot on the TV. They all seem pretty proud to be doing it. Like it's like they're doing it for a purpose.
Yeah, but I don't think this is what happened. I think this is obviously an accident, of course, and not part of the plan, so to speak.
Yeah. It makes sense.
So yeah, I think there's some remorse because I think he might feel bad for Thing.
Yeah.
Especially since he's a rock now. And
he's just a rock.
He can't hide anywhere. He can't change who he is. Yeah. He's got the classic trench coat with the
fedora.
The fedora hat, which I thought looks really good. The one thing that I like about the look of this thing is he just looks proportionate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I like the way that I think this so far is the best looking one.
Well, obviously. the early 2000s thing was just, I mean, too human like, right? Like
Yeah.
Not, I mean, he looked like a bodybuilder that was made out of rocks more
Mhm.
so than looking like a monster, you know.
Yeah.
And I think this one, I mean, 100% hits the just look up a comic book picture of the thing on, and it's identical. The big forehead, like where his brow would be,
Mhm.
where it protrudes. I mean, it's spot on.
Yeah, and obviously we're at the part where Pedro has voice concerns, and then Sue, with being the voice of reason, is coming through and kind of explaining all of the stuff, kind of like what you said about the personality, about Ben being the Rock
Mm-hmm.
and Johnny being Johnny. And
Flame on.
yeah, I'm excited for that part of this
You gotta
movie.
be. You gotta be.
All right, man, I'm ready if you are.
Let's finish it out.
Johnny is Johnny.
Hi.
And I am right here. Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together. As a family.
Mm.
July 25th.
Yes.
How do you feel about that? July 25th
I mean, we got the potential movie blockbuster
of the summer.
of the summer. I'm
Agreed.
kind of surprised we're not doing an earlier, like July 4th
Yeah.
type. Maybe they're doing the research and maybe more people aren't doing stuff that weekend in the movie theater.
More people aren't doing really the movie theater at all, unfortunately. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so we see Johnny fly up into the stratosphere, wherever he's
Mhm.
flying up to, and burning out, and then falling back down. What else do we see? We see,
Sue showing some of her power.
yep, her invisibility.
Mm-hmm. I do like the phrase that she says that I'm right here,
Yeah.
alluding to the fact that she's always felt invisible.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was interesting.
And probably even when she is invisible, she's always going to be right there.
Mm-hmm.
We see John Malkovich.
Yes, we did.
Not really sure who John Malkovich is playing.
Are we good guy, bad guy?
It's got to be bad guy.
I mean, he's definitely going to be a guy. I feel like he's going to play both sides of the field.
Could be some sort of scientist.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of looks like a kooky scientist.
Always.
Yep. Especially the long gray hair.
Yep.
And kind of looks like a wizard.
Let's see. We get a shot of Johnny flying through the city. We get a really cool car scene, which seems to be the Incredibile.
Brown car.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the Fantastic Four calls their car, to be honest. Sure, it has a name.
The Fantastic Mobile. I don't know. So yeah, I thought that looked cool. We get a scene of potential bad guy Galactus.
Oh, it will be the bad guy, Galactus. Galactus is gonna be. I don't think there's potential in the Fantastic Four to be able to take out Galactus alone. I mean, so that's gonna be he'll be around a while. He's the new Thanos. Gotta be.
Okay.
I did hear something about they're rehiring Jonathan Majors or working on a contract.
I saw that they're working some the details out to bring him back in.
At least one more movie, probably, to get rid of him. But
more than likely.
Yeah. So I did see that. So there's still room for Kang. And you have all the stuff about the Kang dynasty. I think you need to probably try to finish it out. But
oh my god,
could have recasted him. I mean, I don't think they could do anything worse. So so you get that. But I think Galactus overall, overarching for whatever is going on in this phase, is going to be a huge.
What else do we get? We get we get the Thing obviously running towards a fight.
Mm-hmm.
That was look cool. And then we get the real money shot in their Fantastic Four suits. It looks like they're at some sort of a
expo or something.
expo. I was thinking the Stark Expo.
No, could be. Yeah. 100%.
That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh, that kind of looks a little expo-y. Like they're like fielding questions. I was like, maybe that's Stark Expo.
Well,
like,
you know that Mr. Fantastic and Howard Stark probably worked on stuff together at some point.
I'm telling you, and I'm with you. I believe 100% that these movies that they're making need to be in a different universe. We need to get away from Earth 616. They need to do that. Have to do that. They need to
Agreed.
start separating themselves from the good MCU, the first 3 phases, and start making their own. And I believe that with the Fantastic Four, there's enough there that you can build around and build upon to make a 10 movie, quote unquote, a 10 movie, 5 years, 2 movies every year. You can do that with this crew. I think there's enough stuff there. Are they going to do that? Do we trust Marvel to do that? Maybe Marvel. Do we trust Disney? No.
The problem is we have so much set up with Earth 616 now that something has to happen to finish all that out. If they were to like this is a strand in the timelines. I know Loki fixed it all, but there's still strands. He's a tree, right? There's still branches. So this is some other universe, timeline, whatever. It's somehow going to tie back in. You have to almost guarantee it. They're going to tie back in somehow. Tony's Doctor Doom in this universe somehow gets to 616 universe and runs into Peter, and Peter does
I hope not.
There's going to be some big old conglomeration of
don't want it, don't need it.
Crisis on Infinite Earths like DC did.
Nope. Don't want it, don't need it. Don't need it.
It'll happen.
Nope.
I know you don't want it, but it'll happen.
Oh my gosh. Hey, let us know at the Call Guys podcast. What did you guys think of this trailer? Let us know your thoughts. Love to know what they are.
Yeah.
Are you excited for the movie? Are you less excited for the movie? Personally, I want to know timeline. I want to know where it fits in. Is this the same Earth? Is it a different Earth? Before I start to get more excited about this, obviously, I'm warming up to it, but I've learned I don't trust Marvel trailers anymore. So I'm thinking this movie is just going to be another typical Marvel movie.
I think it'll be better. I do.
It can only get better, brother.
Yeah, especially with what we've had in the past, which as a kid, the original Fantastic Four was one of those that you watched because it was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And you get older and you watch it back and you're like, that was a lemon. This can only be better. They have a great cast chose for this entire film so far that I've seen. I think it's going to be great. So,
I hope so.
I mean, glass half full or glass shattered, whatever.
And I remember in Multiverse of Madness when Strange meets up with the what is that group called? I can't remember. Either way, he meets Mr. Fantastic. It's John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. Yeah.
And after seeing Pedro Pascal, after kind of seeing him in this trailer, I'm thinking, I think they might have made the right role, right call on that. So, because I was like, oh, he'd be a perfect, he just kind of fits the build, and but if they're going for kind of like a darker feel, a regrettable feel, I think Pedro can do that emotional acting better than Krasinski.
Yeah, but with this trailer, it felt way more lighthearted, and it felt like they were going for that kind of solemn feel. They're trying to show that all these characters are, down, and their powers came from the reason that they were down, but the music seems more like futuristic and like that symphony kind of feel. And I don't know that the narrative fits the music in the trailer very well.
Okay.
Which is kind of odd, but they could have definitely went darker. But I'm kind of glad they didn't, because with that 2015 or whatever it was, they just tried to go like full on, like teen broody kind
Oh
of deal.
yeah.
This is more of family aspect, and like we are a family and
Yeah.
we stick together.
Yep. I agree, man. All right, man. You want to get us out of here?
I do. But anybody out there, send us an email if you are going to see Captain America this weekend.
Whoa. Oh yeah,
Let us
that is
know.
this weekend.
Yep. Valentine's Day. Let us know. Callguyspodcast@gmail.com. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to Call Guys Podcast. Make sure you check out part 2 of this week's podcast. We're gonna cover whatever the Jurassic World movie is. I cannot think of what the subtitle is. But yeah, make sure you check out the second episode. Make sure you check out all our socials: facebook.com/thecallguyspodcast, Instagram @thecallguys. Make sure you go to goldenmojoent.com, where you can find our merch store and all the other podcasts under the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. And finally, make sure you go check out Perfectly Picked Games at perfectlypickedgames.com, where you can use code GoldenMojo at checkout for 20% off your subscription. So yeah, go check out all that stuff. And if you keep on listening, we'll see you in a minute. And if you're not going to listen later. We'll see you later. All right.
Later. See you on the flippity flop.
Bye.
The Call Guy.